Welcome to day 194 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother, Brian. And today's a really big day, Brian.
Octane Day.
Octane Day. The fuel has finally been poured on the fire.
Yeah, so this morning about, I guess an hour ago or so, around 8:30 a.m., we got word of the Octane Fund. And we kind of suspected that a developer fund was on its way. We did not expect it to be this big. I didn't expect this. $50 million. I was thinking it was going to be 5 or 10 million.
Yeah, so they're going to be investing $50 million, the DeSo Foundation, into developers who are building on top of DeSo. And this could be whether you're in the idea phase, you have a great idea for an app or a website or a node, or if you already have a website and you want to integrate DeSo into your website. Maybe you're running a website and you want to integrate the diamonding from DeSo, or you want to integrate the creator coins from DeSo or the NFTs into your platform. You can do that, and you can look for funding through the DeSo Foundation. If you just go to deso.org, you can apply there. It's really exciting. I think this is going to be great to bring new developers with brilliant ideas into the DeSo world. And I can't see how we don't see amazing things being developed on top of DeSo because of this.
Yeah, so I mean, let's just say they took 100 developers and 100 projects and they gave them each $500,000. I mean, that would be so powerful. Remember, this is just seed financing, not seed financing, a seed equity round. So imagine if they gave $500,000 to 100 projects. And I mean, we don't know how it's going to be. It could be 50,000 to 1,000 projects. I'm sure it's going to be different amounts based on the project and what they need. But this is a huge, huge amount of money for a protocol that's this young. And I think we're going to see so many incredible projects come about, and we're also going to see other non-DeSo products start integrating with DeSo. And this is going to be super powerful. I think this is actually probably the biggest news we've gotten yet in this 6 or 7 months we've been here. So I think in the coming weeks and months ahead, we're going to see a lot of funding going out. We don't know how they're going to distribute it. We don't know if they're going to give a bunch of it out right away or they're going to spread it out. But without a doubt, you're going to see all kinds of amazing projects and developers coming out of the woodworks when you see money involved. And the great thing is that the DeSo Foundation is going to be taking an equity stake at very favorable terms, they say. So probably they're gonna probably give you better terms than a normal VC would give you. But yeah, when they give this money to these projects, say you get $500,000 and you start building things out, that's going to open your company up for additional investments in that network of VCs that are already here.
And it's not just these VCs, any VCs that see your project, like they're going to look at your project and be like, wow, this is a really good idea. It's built on DeSo. DeSo could be the future. I want to invest in your project. So this is just an initial investing round. And companies that take this funding are still going to be able to raise additional funding in future rounds as well if they need to. So it's great news. What did you want to say, Brian?
I think it's important to point out that the DeSo Foundation isn't just giving this money away. They're getting an equity stake, meaning that as these projects develop and gain equity themselves, they're going to have equity in these companies, and eventually they can sell that equity and make the DeSo Foundation even stronger if these investments work out.
That's a really good point. We're already seeing one node that seems to be well on its way to being, coming to fruition and us seeing a final product, and that's GEM. Yesterday it was announced that GEM is coming soon, and they actually raised funding at a $40 million valuation.
So and this is away from the DeSo Foundation. This is without the DeSo Foundation.
So I mean, so that's an example of like what can happen when you create a product, you have it to show to investors. I mean, we haven't seen the GEM prototype. We haven't seen any photos of how it's going to work or anything, but I'm sure they have those, and they're showing them to venture capitalists. And venture capitalists have liked their idea so much that they valued Gem, a DeSo node that hasn't even been released or open yet, at $40 million. So, maybe they invested $4 million at it and got 10% of the company. We don't know. We don't know how much was actually invested into it, but a $40 million valuation for something that hasn't come out yet. I mean, to me, that proves to me that venture capitalists are both A, really liking the idea of DeSo, and B, that Gem is really spectacular.
Yeah, and I'm guessing even outside of the DeSo Foundation, what they're going to be funding, I think we're going to see other VCs come in and try and get a stake in some of these projects because they
Exactly.
now are starting to see DeSo as a future. And something I want to point out is that in the announcement of the Octane Fund an hour ago or so, they also pointed out that this is just a start. So this 50 million is just for the developer fund, but they have additional funding coming for NFT artists in the coming weeks, they say, and they're going to be taking advantage of the creator coin for smaller creators. So if you're a creator or an NFT artist, there's additional funding coming. We don't know exactly what the plan is, but that should have us all excited. I'm mainly excited about the developer fund because that's where it starts. Without the developers and projects being built on this blockchain, you're not going to have the users. And I'm like so bullish because of this.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Brian. There's other news today. Native video is now live on BitClout.com. We saw this, I guess it was yesterday on Tyne's node. He had the native video live for a little bit of time, I think for 24 hours, but now it's live on BitClout.com. So you can now click that little video camera under the text of your post, and it will ask you to upload a video. It will upload and it will be displayed natively on BitClout.com. So that's exciting as well.
Yeah, the native video is awesome. It makes it so much more streamlined from having you upload to YouTube and then posting a URL over here. So I'm happy to see that it's working pretty well. I think there's already been a number of pretty big videos being uploaded. So great job to Lazy Nina and team.
It also seems like DeSo is trying to get away from the clout moniker, the BitClout moniker. They've changed the reclout to now be a repost. And now when you see new users signing up, before we used to see people posting the message that's basically in their text box when they make their first post, used to say it's time to clout. They've changed that to it's time to DeSo.
And also that like lock screen when you're going to another page and it needs to reload, it's basically has a DeSo logo instead of the BitClout logo. So they're definitely trying to add to the rebranding here.
Yeah. And Articuno's back, giving diamonds again. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about that. Articuno is known around BitClout for quite some time as handing out lots of diamonds to lots of people. And now he took kind of a break for a while. We don't know who Articuno really is. Is it Natter? Maybe. I don't know. Is it one of the core devs? Probably some one of them. But he's back, or she's back, and back on the DeSo blockchain, giving diamonds out again.
Yeah, and I just want to point something else out. Later today, I'm going to be on a podcast with Andrew Warner. Andrew is on BitClout. Andrew Warner is his username. He's the founder of Mixergy. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But he put up an NFT that's been getting a lot of buzz. And that NFT is basically a personal mention on every single episode of his podcast from here on out. His podcast is called BitClout Jam. And your name's going to be mentioned every episode from here on out. So this NFT is actually resellable. So if you buy it, so I buy it, right? Every time he has a podcast, he's going to say maybe sponsored by Krasenstein. And if I want to sell that, say I want to sell that to Doodles in like 2 months, I could sell it, maybe get my money back. Plus now Doodles will be the one that gets that mention. And
or maybe make a profit off of selling it to him.
Right.
The podcast gets more.
And right now, as we're filming this, I'm looking at it right now. It's at $7,800, 56.24 clout. And there's been a bidding war between Creator Fund, Van Maverick, Arts, and Dharmesh, and Doodles was involved too. So it's a really creative way to kind of monetize a podcast. And I think we're going to see more of this. We're actually considering doing something like this. So great job, Andrew, for thinking outside the box. I look forward to talking to you later today.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea. And you also had to mention that if you were to resell that NFT to somebody else, Andrew would get the 10% or whatever he has the founder reward set at. So it's a great idea by Andrew. I think, that's really innovative. And I think that's what Natter had in mind when he created the NFTs on DeSo.
Yeah, so his creator royalty is 10% and his coin holder royalty is 10%. So when it resells, he's going to get a 10% cut and his coin holders are going to get a 10% cut. So way to go. Great thinking. And that's why Natter reclouded this, because this is exactly, I think, what he saw in utility NFTs.
And just one more thing I want to mention, NFTZ.zone has officially launched. That's our NFT node that we launched with M. Van Halen and his two brothers. We're really excited about it. Please go check it out. Just go to your browser and go to nftz.zone, Z-O-N-E. And the main page is going to have a lot of stats. It's going to show the latest NFTs that have been posted, as well as the top bids, the NFTs that have had the highest bids in the last 24 hours. But every single person on DeSo also has an NFTZ.zone account or profile. And if you go to just your username, so for us, it'll be krasenstein.nftz.zone. It will be your personal page. And you can actually click up the plus button at the top and feature certain NFTs that you own or that you created. And everybody can do this, and everybody can feature the NFTs that they want to show off when somebody goes to their NFTZ zone. So check it out. It's really cool. It's in beta. We have Android and iOS apps on the way. We have a lot of new features coming soon. We have collections coming soon. It's essentially going to be like the featured option that we have, but geared more toward artists, allowing them to create multiple collections. So it's exciting. I think we're both really excited about it. The community has been giving us great feedback so far, and we really appreciate it. So just check it out. And we also have a Telegram group for that if you want to give feedback. Just go to the NFTZ DeSo account, and the Telegram link is on that page. I think that's it, though. I think we're going to keep making these videos on YouTube rather than on DeSo, just because I think they're a good way to kind of show the world what DeSo is about. If we put them only
at the same time, we could do both.
We could do both. You're right.
And then really what I consider doing is minting each video as its own NFT and allowing everybody to buy a little piece of history, whether it's $2 or $200. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll see. That's something we can do in the future. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. I want to remind everybody to do that, because the more subscriptions we have on this channel, the more people outside of DeSo are going to be able to see it. So be sure to subscribe to our channel, and we will talk to you tomorrow on day 195 of our DeSo journey. Thanks again to everyone.